Live from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Welcome to Reds baseball. The beginning of another baseball season. The Reds against the Chicago Cubs hooking up here today at Riverfront Stadium. A cold, blustery day, but of course the ever-present festival atmosphere that accompanies an opening day in Major League Baseball here in the Queen City. For the Reds today, right-hander Mario Soto goes to the mound, and his opponent, right-hander Doug Bird. And we'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups today. First for the visiting Cubs, leading off and playing second base, Bump Wills. Larry Bowa will be at shortstop and batting second. Hitting third at first base, Bill Buckner. Batting in the cleanup spot in right field, Leon Durham. Keith Moreland will catch and bat number 6. Or batting 5, rather. Hitting 6 in left field, Steve Henderson. Ryan Sandberg, a rookie, will play third base and bat 7th. Hitting 8th in center field, Ty Waller. And batting 9th and pitching for Chicago, right-hander Doug Bird. Again for the Cubs, it's Wills at second base, Bowa at shortstop, Buckner at first base. Durham in right field, Moreland at catching, Henderson in left, with Sandberg at third, Waller in center, and Bird pitching. For Cincinnati, to lead it off at second base, Ron Oster. Danny Dreesen will bat in the 2 spot. He'll play first. Davey Concepcion will bat third, playing shortstop. Hitting 4th in center field, Cesar Cedano. Johnny Bench will play third base and bat number 5. Hitting 6th, right fielder Paul Householder. Clint Hurdle will be in left field and bat number 7. Hitting 8th, the catcher, Alex Trevino. And batting 9th and pitching this opening game of the year for Cincinnati, right-hander Mario Soto. Once more for the Reds, it's Oster at second base, Dreesen at first base, Concepcion at shortstop. Cedano in center, Bench at third base, Householder in right. While the bottom third again will have Hurdle in left field, Trevino catching, and Soto pitching.
All right, everybody, welcome to 1982, opening day in Cincinnati. As many of you know, if you've been watching the channel at all, I've been playing a lot of inside pitch, 1969 pennant race in the National League, and also concurrently doing the Washington Nationals 2019 replay. Then I thought about, so I need to have something besides inside pitch to bring a little bit of variety to the channel. I tinkered with some other games, but then one game just kept calling me back, and that's Stratomatic. I have not played Stratomatic on the channel in some time. In fact, I haven't even played it off the channel in some time, so I miss it. I mean, I played it a lot playing the 77 White Sox replay, but I really want to get back to it. So what I thought to do here is kind of go back in my childhood. 1982, I was a junior in high school. And one of the things, they didn't have ESPN back then, and or if they did, we didn't have it. And, you know, didn't have Sports Center and all that, and the MLB network and all that kind of stuff. So your one day of the week to see baseball was Saturday afternoon, game of the week. So that's kind of where I'm leaning with this little project, if you want to call it that. So what I'm decided to do, other than, of course, opening day, which is a Monday, but going forward, I'm going to pick one game every Saturday to play, alternating between American League and National League. I do have the 82 season on the Stratomatic computer, so I'm going to have the Stratomatic computer sim the other games during the week, so this project won't take so long. And so I'm really only playing one game a week versus, you know, trying to play every other day or every day. So, and then what I'll do is update standings, probably once we get into May, once we get a number of games under the belt, I'll update the standings and show you how the Strat computer is playing out the season. And then, of course, the one, you know, you get that game of the week feel where you're getting the game every Saturday. So I will be posting these every Saturday going forward. Now today I'm recording it on a Saturday. I don't know if it'll make it to a post on Saturday. If I post it this afternoon or tonight, it'll do that, but it may or may not, I don't know. So, opening day, 1982, there were 2 games played opening day, and I'm going to play them both. This one here, Chicago and Cincinnati, and then the American League, the Kansas City Royals at the Baltimore Orioles. Now, despite my love for Stratomatic, it does have weaknesses. One of the weaknesses is all players are not carded. So in this game, I had to make 2 substitutions to the lineups because Ty Waller does not have a card for the Cubs. So I put in Gary Woods to play center field. And for the Reds, Clint Hurdle does not have a card, so I have Larry Bittner in his place in left field. Now, going forward, if this little mini project or whatever catches on and I really start to enjoy it, as the games approach, I could go out and print the missing player cards off the Strat computer and insert those. Didn't really want to do this yet because I don't know how this is going to go, so we'll see. But so I didn't want to really invest a whole lot of time in printing in that. So I figured for this one opening day, substitutes are not a problem. The Kansas City Baltimore game, I've got all the players there that started, so there's no issue there. The only one was with these two guys here. All right, weather effects, because I am playing super advanced. I'm an SADV or SADV or whatever you want to call that player for Stratomatic. So in Cincinnati Riverfront Stadium, singles are 1-18 for both lefties and righties. Home runs, lefties only get it at a 1, where righties get it at a 1-7. So for singles, it's good for the hitters. For home runs, it's better for the pitchers. And of course, as you heard on the opening with the lineups, the starting pitcher for Cincinnati here on opening day is Mario Soto. In 1982, he was 14-13 with a 2.79 ERA. He got the starting assignment because Tom Seaver was injured, at least in the beginning of the season. He wasn't ready to start opening day. I think he started a few days later, but he wasn't ready for opening day. So Soto got the call. All right, so back in 82, they did not have the pitcher hitting cards like they do nowadays for the modern Strat seasons. The pitchers don't have their own hitting card. So both Mario Soto and Doug Bird will be using pitcher hitting card number 2 when they come to the plate. All right, gotta remember how to play this game, right? Got the 3 dice. Got the super advanced charts offline, or not offline, but off camera to have. I've got the rule book just in case I get stuck on something. But this is super advanced. Now, I'm not doing every single super advanced rule. I will do ballpark effects. I will do clutch. I will do, I'm not going to worry about blocking the plate or cutting the throw off or any of that kind of stuff. So, robbing home runs, probably won't mess with any of that because, quite frankly, I'm trying to just get back in my feet wet and play after a long time of not playing. So, I want to streamline as much as possible, but keep all the realism that I can. And I feel like the SADV brings out a lot of that. Thought very seriously about doing just advanced with the super advanced fielding. But I did want to include the ballpark effects and clutch and all that stuff as well. So, we are ready to go. Bump Wills is stepping in. Now, what I haven't decided yet is whether I'm going to play both these games on one video and make it a double header or split them up yet. I'll have to wait and see how it goes. The second game, Kansas City and Baltimore, I do not have access to any radio or TV broadcast, so that would be straight just playing the game. No pomp and circumstance, just getting it out there. So, we are ready to go. Bump Wills facing Mario Soto, and I haven't done a Stratomatic setup with this, or game with this in a while with this setup, so let me make sure everything is in place. I think you can see the cards, the score sheet, and the dice tray pretty good. So I'll go ahead and sit down and get ready to enjoy the 1982 season game of the week. And this is the doubleheader for opening day, and this is played April the 5th. Saturday, April the 10th. I can give a schedule for what's going to be coming. And on Saturday, April the 10th, it is going to be Texas visiting Cleveland. That would be the game from April the 10th. April the 17th, we're going to have the Phillies visit the Cardinals. And then on April the 24th, it is Toronto visiting Boston. That's going to be the first 3 Saturday games after this doubleheader for opening day, just to get your feet wet. I'm going to try to show all the teams as much as I can, but I'm picking games that were specifically played in the daytime on Saturday. All these games were day games. I'm not going to pick anything that's played at night. Now, whether they were the NBC game of the week that day or not, I don't know, but that's just how I decided to pick it. So now we're ready to go after all this preamble that everybody's probably tired of hearing by now. Mario Soto facing Bump Wills. And we're underway in 1982. 4-7. Switch hitter batting left. That's a walk. So Bump Wills starts the season off with a walk. And he's an excellent base stealer to get a jump 2 through 5 or a 10. 2 through 5 or a 10. That's a 6, so he gets the jump. Now, let's get the stealing in place. The catcher for the Reds, Trevino, is a -1. Soto has a 0, so -1 to the hold rating once everything is figured. Wills is a 19 with the jump. You lose 2 for being held, gives him a 17. Minus the 1 from the catcher is a 16. 1 to 16, and he will steal second base. And he does, so Bump Wills off to a good start. Walk and a stolen base gets the Cubs going right away. And that'll bring up Larry Boa. Roll the D20, make sure there's no havoc. Nothing going on there. Soto to Boa. It's a 3-5, and that's a fly ball right field B question mark. And now we're going to see if Wills can make it to third base. And of course, got the rule book here just to make sure I don't mess this up, because not having played this in a while, sometimes you can get, it's easy when you're playing multiple games to, you know, kind of lose sight of some of the rules. The B question mark, I believe, is right fielder's arm versus the run rating +2. All right, so let's see. The run rating on Bump Wills, he runs at a 17. The arm rating over the right fielder householder is a -2. That's a 15. So 1 to 15, and he can get to third base. 16 to 19, he holds. 20, he's out. And that's an 8, so he will advance to third base on that fly out. So Larry Boa gets Wills over to third base. And the infield for the Reds will play back early on. They're thinking there's going to be some runs scored in this game. Soto, make sure there's no havoc. There's not. So Buckner, Soto to Buckner, and infield is back to give up the run to get the out. 1-3, and that's a 1 to 14 single. And that's a 6, so it will be a single. So base hit for Buckner, didn't matter how they were playing. And Wills trots in. Cubs lead it 1-0 to get the game started. Buckner now. Surprisingly, I mean, back then in '82, he could still run pretty well. He stole at a B. So let's check his numbers. He stole 15 bases, was caught 5 times. See if he can get a jump on a 4 or a 5. And a 5, he gets the jump. So how about that? Starts as a 17. We already know it's a -1 conglomerate. So 17 minus the 1 is a 16, -2 for being held to 14. 1 to 14, he'll steal. And he does, barely. Slides in under the tag. And the Cubs running on the Reds early and often. Got another runner in scoring position for the Bull, Leon Durham. Nothing on the strat roll. Soto to Durham. That's a 1-9, and he struck him out. That's 2 down. So Durham is out on strikes. And that'll bring up the catcher, Keith Moreland. Surprising, he's catching instead of Jody Davis on opening day, but he is. Keith Moreland. Soto, nothing on the havoc. 3-11 for Keith Moreland. That's a ballpark home run chance, but it's only a 1 to 7 for right-handers. That's a 19, so that's going to simply be a fly out to left field to end the inning. So the Cubs get a run, as was manufactured by Bump Wills pretty much. He kind of did the whole thing. We go to the bottom of the first. Cubs 1, and the Reds coming to bat. And on the mound for the Cubs is right-hander Doug Bird. He was 9-14 with a 5.14 ERA on the '82 season. And he will be facing, for the Reds, to lead it off, Ron Oster, the second baseman. So let's see how the Reds come back against the Cubs. Got a 3-8, and that's going to be a ground ball right back to Bird. Easy play, 1 down. And that'll bring up Danny Dreesen, the first baseman. Dreesen against Bird. 3-6. That's a walk. 1 out walk to Dreesen. Now Dreesen's a decent base stealer. Let's see if he can get a jump. 4 to 6, he gets the jump. 7, he cannot get the jump, so he will stay put. And that will take us to the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. I've had these cards for a while, just haven't used them that often, so there's some of these teams, if I haven't played with them in either at all or very few, these cards are almost like new. They're sticking together on me, which is nice. It's nice that they held up all this time. Here is Bird with the Havoc roll. Nothing happening. And that'll bring up Concepcion. 1-7. That's a ground ball shortstop A. There's a plus there. But the runner, they're holding the runner, but the responsibility is the second baseman's on with the right-hander batter. So that's just a regular 6-4-3 double play. Had he been a lefty, that would have gotten through for a base hit. But it's just a 6-4-3 double play. Boa to Wills over to Buckner. And the Reds go pretty quietly here in the first. We go to the top of the second, 1-0. Favor the Cubbies. And Steve Henderson, the left fielder, former Red. He was part of the Tom Seaver trade back in '77. He will be up to face Soto. 2-7, ground ball to short. Concepcion is there, 1 away. That brings up Ryan Sandberg, rookie third baseman. Soto, 4-4. That's a catcher X. Catcher Trevino is a 3-E-8. 3 and a 20 should definitely not be a problem. 3 and a 20 for a catcher is a G2, and that's a 12 on an E8. E8, there is no 12, so it's just a G2. So Trevino hops out from behind the plate and throws Sandberg out. 2 down for Gary Woods, and he's taking the place of Ty Waller because I don't have a Ty Waller card. And he's one of the few guys on the bench that can still play center field. So Gary Woods swinging away against Soto, 3-8, and he strikes out to end the inning. Again, that's one of the, one of the downfalls to Strat versus a game like Inside Pitch. Inside Pitch, I'd have a Ty Waller card, but what are you gonna do? If I was playing this offline myself, I'd just use, look at the computer and get the card off of that. But oh well, can't have everything. All right, so Cesar Cedano, the center fielder, will lead off against Doug Bird. We get a 6-8, and that's a good chance there for Cedano to do some damage. 6 is going to be a double. Leadoff double for Cesar Cedano. As Doug Bird's weak spot there is at 6-8 and 6-9. And that'll bring up Johnny Bench. We'll roll the Havoc. Nothing happening. Johnny Bench now 1-7, and that's a fly to center with the B question mark. Cedano runs at a 14. Woods is a -1 arm, makes it a 13. A 1 to 13, he'd make it. 14 to 19, he has to hold. 20, he'd be out. 13, he's going to make it. So he makes it to third base on the throw. And Bench is retired, but now the Reds have the tying run at third base with 1 out. And the Cubs are actually going to bring the infield in with 1 out. They don't give up a cheap run. Roll for a pickoff or a balk or whatever. Nothing happening. Bird to Householder with the infield in. 6-7. Switch hitter 6-7. Fly ball center field B. That's a sacrifice fly. So there's nothing to... Can't do anything about it. So the Reds manufacture a run, a double and 2 flyouts. And we got a tie game at 1 apiece. Here's Larry Bittner. He is taking the place of Clint Hurdle, who I don't have a card for. But he's the most similar one I could find. 1-10, and that's a single. No clutch involved because nobody's on base, so it's a single for Clint Hurdle, for Larry Bittner, rather. Now, the interesting part is, had this not been a sac fly, that would have been an out because the runner would have been at third, and on a clutch, he'd have been out. But didn't do it this way. The Bittner has no chance to steal. He stole 1 base all year, but he's not going to. You have to get a 2 to get a jump, and that's very rarely going to happen. So we'll roll the pickoff or a balk. Nothing happening. Here's Alex Trevino, the catcher. 3-5, and that's a ground ball to short. They'll go to short way, 6-4 for the fielder's choice to end the inning. But the Reds tie it, a double and 2 fly balls. We go to the third, 1-1 here at Riverfront, opening day 1982. And now the pitcher, Doug Bird, will lead off. Again, using pitcher hitting card number 2. But we're off the Soto's card, 5-8, and that's a strikeout. So Soto struck him out. Back to the top of the order and Bump Wills. 6-3, that's a ballpark single. 1-18, that's a 10, so that's a base hit for Bump Wills. He's aboard again, and of course he's going to be looking to run again. It would be a 1-16. We've already calculated it. Well, oh, he has to get a jump first. My bad. Has to get a jump. 2 through 5 or a 10. And he does not get the jump. So this time he can't steal. Well, he could. He could go down to 15, but then you lose 4. Makes an 11. And then a -1 would make it a 10. So not the best odds for that. So they're going to keep him right there. He will be held at first base. And so they're actually going to do a hit and run. That would make Larry Bowa an A hit and run. So we'll go to the super advanced hit and run chart. Haven't done that in a while. Super advanced hit and run. And it says here, if the white die is a 1, 2, or 3, then it refers to the super advanced hit and run chart using the batter's hit and run rating. If the white die is a 4, 5, or 6, we directly off the pitcher's card. Let's see what we get. We get a 6, so we're going off the pitcher's card. And column 6 off Soto. So let's see what the hit and run result is. It's a 6. 6-6 is a strikeout. So that means it's a strikeout. If a strikeout, walk, or single double result occurs while reading the pitcher's card, disregard that reading and refer to the... Hold on, it says here. However, if a strikeout, walk, single, or double result occurs while reading the pitcher's card, disregard that reading and refer to the super advanced pitching results. Interesting. Okay, so it won't be a strikeout. Since we got a strikeout, we disregard it according to this and go to the super advanced chart. And now it says, do not adjust any result obtained from the super advanced fielding chart. Okay, so basically we're going to come off this chart here and re-roll 2d6s and see what we get. And of course the hit and run rating is an A because he's a B, but with the runner being held, that makes him an A. And we roll a 10, which is a pop out to second base. So he's going to pop it up to second. I hope I played that right. I haven't done a hit and run super advanced for ages. So I hope I did that right. But it came off the pitcher's card, but since it was a strikeout, the chart says we go back to revert to the hit and run chart. So that's 2 down. Not sure why you don't do a 4 steal there, but I don't know. It's just what the result is. My thought was it would cause a stolen base chance at that point, but that's not what the chart says. I'm going with what the chart says. So I have to play it that way. I hope that's correct. We'll roll for the pickoff. There's a 1, so when you roll a 1, that's a chance for a wild pitch. I do believe. Let me double check that. Like I said, I haven't played this in a while, so I don't want to get anything. I don't want to make a stupid mistake just assuming something that, you know, eventually I will know right off the top of my head. It's just throwing me off a little bit. So if you roll a 1, I believe that's a wild pitch, and I believe a 2 is a balk or a pass ball. Again, like I said, haven't played in a while, so yep, wild pitch may occur. So we're going to roll against the wild pitch rating. He's a 5, and there's no wild pitch, so forget that. We just roll for Buckner's at bat now. 1-6, ground ball to first. That's going to end the inning. And like I said, I hope I played that correctly. If I didn't, somebody please correct me on that. Like I said, as I get back more into Stratomatic, I will certainly be more proficient on the rules. But when you first game back, you kind of, on some of the more nuanced plays, you kind of have to double check yourself. At least I do. All right, Soto, Mario Soto, the pitcher, will be leading things off against Berg. 5-10, but we're off the pitcher card. 5-10. That's a ground ball shortstop X. So we're doing the shortstop Boa. He's a 3E21. 3-10. He will get to that. Check the error chance. 21, and that is a 12. E21 and a 12. There is no error there. So Boa makes the play. 1 away. So 1 down, and that brings us to the top of the order for Ron Oster. 4-8. 4-8 switch hitter. Single to right field, so base hit. Ronnie Oster. Not really a threat to steal. He stole 5 bases, got caught 6 times, so I think they're going to hold him put. 2, chance for either a pickoff, for a balk or a pass ball. The white die would tell us which. Chance for a pass ball. Pass ball rating on the catcher, Keith Moreland. His pass ball rating is a 3. So there's no pass ball. And we drive on. 6-10 against the lefty. Pops it out to third. And Rhino is right there for out number 2. Dreesen is retired. And that brings up Concepcion. Nothing on the Havoc. Bird. 3-6 Concepcion. 1-5 is a double, but that's a 17. That's a single, 2 stars. So Concepcion singles, Oster motors to third. Runners are at the corners now with 2 down. Now, would Concepcion consider stealing, or do you let the cleanup man bat? I think you let the cleanup man bat. And that's Cedano. He doubled his first time up. You don't take the bat out of his hands. 4-6. That's a pop out to second. He's not, that dot there is if he's tired. Of course, this early in the game, he's not tired. It's a pop out to second to end the inning. At the end of 3 complete, we're tied at a run apiece here at Riverfront. And I'm forgotten how much fun Stratomatic is. So, like I said, it's, some people are dead set against the 50-50. Some people love it. I'm in the category of the loving it. That do love inside pitch as well. So, they're number 1 and 1A in my book. 1A and 1B, I guess. Strat being 1A and inside pitch being 1B. All right, here is Leon Durham. He struck out his first chance. 5-8 against the left-hander is a strikeout. So Durham out of there. 1 away. And that's going to send us to the catcher, Keith Moreland. 4-12, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-18, that'll be a single. It's a base hit for Keith Moreland. He's no threat to run at all. He had no stolen bases all year, was caught 6 times. You would think he would stop after the 5th time, but he didn't. Nothing on the Havoc. Here's Henderson. 3-8, struck him out. Mario Soto gets the K. 2 down for Rhino. And Sandberg nubbed it in front of the plate his first time up. 3-5, that is a strikeout. So Soto gets him to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th we go. Doug Bird will be facing Mr. Johnny Bench. Mr. Blue Emu. And he doesn't stink. Here's Bird. 5-10. And against a right-hander, that's a ground ball shortstop X. That is going to be Boa again. His second defensive check. He's a 3E21. Oh, a 3-1. That's going to get through for a base hit, no doubt about it. No error on the play, but it will be a single for Johnny Bench. He will definitely not be a threat to run. Bird, nothing on the Havoc. Here's Householder. 4-6 against the lefty. Ground ball first base B. That's a fielder's choice. As Buckner gets the force throwing to Boa to take Bench out of the play. Householder, kind of borderline on the stolen bases, so we're going to let Bittner swing away. He got a base hit last time. Nothing on the Havoc. Bird to Bittner. 3-6. 3-6 is a single, 2 stars, and that's why you let him swing away. That puts runners on the corners with 1 out. And now the Cubs have a decision. Do you play the infield in, or do you lay back for the double play? I think they're going to lay back for the double play. Trevino, I think, is a good double play candidate. So they're going to lay back for the double play. Bird, 4-4. That's a catcher X. This could be interesting. Catcher X. And unfortunately for them, the catcher is Moreland. He's a 4E7. 4-20, though. Might get him a break. 4-20 is a G2. G2, and that's a 7, and he is an E7. Nope, nothing there. So we go to the advanced chart here with runners at first and third on the G2. Runners at first and third with the infield normal. It's force play. So we come over to the chart here for force play. Batter is safe. Runner in first is out, going to second. Other runners advance one base. So the run's going to score. Householder will come in to score. It's a force play, so Bittner is going to be out 2-4. And Trevino reaches on the fielder's choice. So it's an RBI ground out. And the Reds lead it 2-1. Mario Soto, the batter. Nothing happening. Soto gets the swing. Bird 6-7. Ground ball to third. That's going to do it. It'll be a fielder's choice to end the inning. But the Reds take the lead 2-1 as we go to the fifth here on opening day. And since I'm only playing one game a week during this thing, after this opening day thing, I'm trying to go a little bit slower and try to not rush through the games because I'm not in a hurry because I'm only doing one a week, so might as well enjoy it. All right, here's Gary Woods. Whoa, that's a Sua dice. Let's re-roll everything. 6-12. I'm not worried about pitcher injuries or anything, so I'm not messing with that. 6-12, ground ball, and I don't think you can do that with these older sets anyway. Ground ball pitcher X. So the pitcher Soto, he's a 2E17. 2 and a 2. That's probably a single, and it certainly is. E17, and that is a 15. E17 and a 15. Fortunately for Soto, no error, but it will be a base hit for Gary Woods. And that will allow Doug Bird to bunt. And Bird on his card, he is a B bunter. He will become a C bunter because they are playing the infield at the corners. So he's a C bunter. Roll on the super advanced bunt chart as a C bunter. We'll see what happens. Roll, add up the 2, that's a 7. 7 with the C bunter says bad. Says bad. Bad means, let's see here, C description on sacrifice bunt. Okay, bad. Batter lays down a bad bunt. The lead runner is thrown out by the fielder. All right. The fielder, the white die is a 4, which means it went to the first baseman. So in this case, first baseman, Dreesen, picked it up, fires to second, and they get the force on a bad bunt, fielder's choice bunt. So Bird could not get the bunt down the way they wanted it. He is now the runner at first base with 1 out for Bump Wills. So the sacrifice failed. That's a 1, possible wild pitch, 5 or less. It is not a wild pitch, so keep going on. 5-5 against the switch hitter. 5-5 is an in-home run chance and a 1-13. That's a 6. But he has weak power, so he cannot hit the home run. Against right-handers, he has weak power. Against lefties, he's normal power. But here is right-handers, so that turns into a single 2 stars because of the weak power. So that puts runners at the corners now with 1 out. And now, do you steal with Wills and try to get into scoring position again? I'm going to try to get the jump 2 through 5 or a 10. It's a 5, so he's going to get a chance. Again, that's a 19 minus 3, 2 for being held and 1 for the catcher arm. So that turns to a 16. 1-16, he will make it, and he does. Stolen base for Wills, his second of the game. Puts runners at second and third with 1 out, and now the Reds bring the infield in for Larry Boa. Infield is in. 1-5, ground ball second base A. And so let's look at the super advanced ground ball chart. With the infield in, runners at second and third, and a ground ball A, it's a 1. It says batter out, runners hold. So nobody's out at the plate. It's just they freeze the runners, and that's 2 down. So without the infield being in, that would have been a cheap run that would have tied the game. So now with 2 outs, it's Bill Buckner's turn. See what he can do. See if he can bring home that run. 20, nothing's going on. Soto, 5-9 against the lefty. I'm sorry, I was looking at 5-9 here. Strikeout, he's not tired. So the strikeout is good, and the inning is over. So Soto, pitches out of the mess. Keeps the Reds in the lead 2-1. And that'll bring up Ron Oster, the top of the order for the Reds. Oster grounded to the pitcher and singled. 1 for 2. 6-6 against a switch hitter, batting left. 6-6, 1-4 is a single. That's a 2. So it's a base hit for Oster. He is 2 for 3. As he is getting on base, just like a good leadoff man should. Nothing. Oh, 2. It means it's a wild pitch, or I'm sorry, it's a balk or a pass ball. That's a 3. So we're looking at a balk, but he has no balk rating, so we skip that. We will just pitch to Dreesen now. 5-8. Ground ball, second base, X. Ground ball, second base, X. So second base, X. Let's look at the defensive chart and see who that second baseman is. It is Bump Wills. Bump Wills is a 4E34, so not very good at all. 4E34. That's a 14. 4 and a 14 is a G2, so that would be a fielder's choice as long as there's no error. E34 and a 9, there's no error, so it's a fielder's choice. Call it 4-6. And Dreesen, the new runner at first base, with 1 out. And here's Concepcion. Nothing happening. 1-11 for Concepcion. Ground ball to third base. That's a B, so it's another fielder's choice. 5-4. Sandberg to Wills. 2 down for Cesar Cedano, the batter. Nothing on the Havoc. Bird to Cedano. 2-10 for Cedano. And that's a fly to right field to end the inning. So at the end of 5, it is Cincinnati clean to a 2-1 lead over the Cubs here on opening day, 1982. Soto back out. His fatigue is a 7, so he's good for 2 more innings at least, as long as he's effective. And Leon Durham, the batter, he struck out twice, 0 for 2, trying to avoid a hat trick. 3-5, ground ball to first. He did avoid the hat trick, but Dreesen retires him, 1 away. Brings up Keith Moreland. 6-6 against the right-hander, struck him out. 2 down. Moreland is retired. Brings up the left fielder, Steve Henderson. 4-4. That's a catcher X again. Trevino, a 3-8. 3E8, 3-20 is a good play. It's a G2. E8 and an 8. Let's take a look. E8 and an 8. There is no 8. So it's actually a G1. I'm sorry. G1. No, it's a G2. Doesn't really matter. Nobody's on base, so it's just a 2-3 ground out to end the inning. Cubs go quietly in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and this is Doug Bird's fatigue inning right here. He is a 6, so got to keep an eye on his fatigue factor. And also, he is set to bat 3rd next inning, so most likely this will be his last inning anyway, because they're going to want a pinch hitter in there. Here's Johnny Bench, 1 for 2 with a single. 4-3, and that's a straight-up home run chance, but it's a ballpark factor. Have to have a 1-7, and that's a 17, so he's going to fly out to left field. So the fact that we were playing ballpark effects, without the ballpark effects, that would have been a home run. But since we're playing ballpark effects in Super Advance, that took the home run away from Johnny Bench. And that will bring up the right fielder, Paul Householder. 5-6, switch hitter batting left. 5-6 is a ground ball to first. Buckner right there, 2 down. And that brings up Larry Bittner. 1-7. That's a base hit for Larry Bittner. 1 out single. That will send us to Trevino. Bittner no threat to run. Nothing on the Havoc. Bird 6-4 against a right-hander. That's a ground ball, third base X. And that's Sandberg. He's a 2E14. 2 and a 16 is good all day long. E14 and a 11. E14 with an 11. No error there. Good play. And we'll just say he throws to first. Doesn't really matter. Inning's over. So Doug Bird pitches well. He goes 6 innings. He's on the short end of a 2-1 game right now, but it's not his fault. The team's not giving him any run support. But we'll cap this now with Bird because the pitcher spot is coming up in the 7th. 3rd in the lineup. So that's going to be it for Bird. He's going to go 6 innings. Give up 2 runs. They were earned. Let's see about hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Given up by Bird. Walks and strikeouts. He walked Dreesen there, and I think that's his only walk. Looks like that's his only walk, was to Dreesen early in the game. Strikeouts, he didn't strike out very many. In fact, he didn't strike out anybody. So Doug Bird had no strikeouts in the game. Interesting. No strikeouts for Doug Bird. He only struck out 71 in 191 innings pitched, so he just wasn't a strikeout pitcher. He was pitching to contact. So that's well represented there, obviously. So now Soto is going to be facing Sandberg, and then we need a pinch hitter. Or Sandberg and Woods, rather. Then we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Doug Bird. So let's see who they might be going to here off their bench. On the bench, the Cubs available players. They have 3 right-handers that I have cards for. Jerry Morales, Junior Kennedy, and Jody Davis. And 1 left-hander, Bob Molinaro. These were on the opening day roster, and these are the ones I have cards for. And it looks like if you play the percentages, it would be Bob Molinaro. Even though Morales is a better hitter, I think you got to play the percentages because on opening day you wouldn't know this thing. You're pretty much going to play percentages. So Bob Molinaro will come on and pinch hit for the Cubs here in the 7th. He would be the pinch hitter. But first things first, we got Ryan Sandberg. Rhino. And Rhino is 0 for 2. Soto 4-8, struck him out. So Rhino's having a rough outing of it. 1 down. Here's Gary Woods. Soto 3-11, and that's a ground ball to second for out number 2. Oster makes the play, 2 down. And now the pinch hitter Bob Molinaro steps to the plate. We get a 6-8 against a lefty, and that is a ground ball to second. Would have been a strikeout against a righty, but against a lefty, it's a ground ball to second to end the inning. So 7th inning stretch time here at Riverfront Stadium. Soto is set to lead off in the bottom of the 7th. He's pitching so well, though, you'd hate to take him out. And he has nothing against his fatigue. He's got all 3 batters, so they're going to stick with Soto a little bit longer and let him hit here in the the bottom of the 7th. Otherwise, switch hitter and a lefty, so let's see what the Cubs do in their pen. They may go to a lefty out of the pen. Let's see who they've got here. And I will show you who they have available. 1 lefty out of the bullpen, and that is Guillermo, don't call me Willie Hernandez. Then you have Dick Tidrow, Bill Campbell, Dan Larson, Randy Martz, Alan Ripley, and Lee Smith. So we got all those guys available. And I think we're going to use Guillermo Hernandez, or Willie Hernandez as most people know him. So Willie Hernandez will be in the pitch for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 7th. Soto will stay in and hit. He's pitching too well to take him out. 1-9, and that's a strikeout. So 1 away. And that brings us back to the top of the order. Switch hitter Ron Oster. 6-3. 6-3 is a ground ball to short. Boa's there. 2 down. For Danny Dreesen. Lefty on lefty for this matchup. 1-7 against the lefty. Struck him out. He would have walked against a righty. So a 1-2-3 inning for Willie Guillermo Hernandez, however you want to refer to him. And we go to the 8th, still 2-1. Soto still in there, pitching effectively. Will face the top of the order, Bump Wills, Boa, and Buckner. The Reds' bullpen is loosening. They don't have a whole lot down there as far as pitchers. They do have 5. 3 lefties. They have Charlie Leibrandt, Joe Price, and Bob Shirley. And they have 2 righties, Jim Kern and Tom Hume. So that's who they have available that I have carded in the bullpen from opening day. But right now, we're letting Soto go as long as he can. Here's Wills to Soto. Now, Wills has figured Soto out. He's reached base all 3 times. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 stolen bases, and a run, and they scored the only run of the game. Soto, 3-7. This time he keeps Wills off the bases. As Dreesen puts it away, 1 down. That's a big thing to keep him off the bases. Here's Larry Boa, shortstop, and Boa is 0 for 3. Soto, 2-4. That is a line out to the shortstop Concepcion, out number 2. And Soto could be looking for a complete game. He's got 4 outs to go to do it. Here's Bill Buckner. He's 1 for 3. That's a 3-9 for Buckner, and he's going to ground it to first. That's going to end the inning. So Soto, 8 innings, and he's looking like he's going to finish it to me. All right, for the Reds, Concepcion, Cedano, and bench, a whole bunch of righties. So the Cubs may go to a righty out of their bullpen. And let's see who they might go to. I think they're going to go ahead and go to Lee Smith. Why not? Try to keep it close on opening day. So Lee Smith is going to come on. Guillermo Hernandez pitched 1 inning, struck out 2. And now Lee Smith is in to face the heart of the order, Concepcion, Cedano, and bench, all right-handed hitters. Tom Hume is loosening in the Reds bullpen. He is their closer, and he would come on if Soto runs into any issues in the 9th. Right now it's Concepcion against Lee Smith. 1-3, ground ball to first. Buckner's got it, 1 down. Concepcion is gone. Here's Cesar Cedano. 2-8 for Cedano. That's a walk. So a 1-out walk to Cedano. He could be looking to get a jump. 3 through 7. 3 through 7. He gets to jump. 11, he's out. 4, he gets the jump, so he will get the jump. Starts as a 15, being held makes him a 13. But the arm of Smith is a +1, and the arm of Moreland is a +2. That's a +3. So +3 minus the 2 is a +1, 16. 1 to 16 for Cedano. And he's in there. It's a possible throwing error on Moreland. His error rate is a 7, or his T rate is an 8, rather. T rate, not the error rate, but the T8. T8. And he throws it away. So it's a stolen base and a throwing error on Moreland. As they put the pressure on, E2 on the throw. Error on Keith Moreland. And that puts Cedano at third with 1 out, and the infield's going to have to come in now because of all that for Johnny Bench. Lee Smith needs a strikeout. 4-12, and he ends up walking Johnny Bench. So that puts runners at the corners. His 2nd walk brings up Householder. Now they could play for a double play at this point, but Lee Smith's not really a double play pitcher. And there's not a whole lot of ground ball double plays on Householder. So they're going to play in. They're going to play in. They can't afford to give a cheap run. They're going to have to play in. Roll for Havoc. Nothing happening. 1-9. 1-9 is a ground ball, second base C. So let's look at the playing in chart. Playing in chart with the runners at the corners. 1st and 3rd, and you get a C. That's an 8. 8 says, batter out, runner on 3rd holds, runner on 1st advances to 2nd. So Bench will get to 2nd base, but the runner Cedano on 3rd had to hold. So Bench takes 2nd, and it will be a 4-3 putout to get the runner at 1st. And that'll bring up Bittner. He's 3 for 3, and they won't even pitch to Bittner. They're going to intentionally walk Bittner to load the bases for the catcher, Alex Trevino. They don't want to mess with Bittner. He's 3 for 3. So they load the bases now. That's 3rd walk issued by Smith. This one's intentional. And it does set up the possibility to walk in a run, but they just rather face the righty. Smith, 1-2, fouls it out to Keith Moreland to end the inning. So a shaky inning for Lee Smith. He walks 3, but gives up nothing else. No hits or runs or any of that stuff. So we go to the 9th. We go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Cubs. It's 2-1. Soto is back out there. Hume is ready in the bullpen in case he's needed. We have Durham, Moreland, and Henderson due up, unless they want to use a pinch hitter of any kind. And let's look at the bench for the pinch hitters. Again, they have Jody Davis, Junior Kennedy, or Jerry Morales. And Jerry Morales is your best option, although Jody Davis isn't bad either. So Jody Davis could hit for, well, Moreland's a pretty good hitter. You're not going to hit for him. Could hit for Steve Henderson, though. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Right now, Soto to Durham. Durham on the game is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. 2-6. But he makes up for it here. It's a 20. It's a double. A leadoff double for Leon Durham. And now, what do you do if you're the Reds? What do you do? Do you bring in Hume or do you let Soto keep going? That's only his first knock against him. Moreland is your batter. They're going to stick with Soto a little bit longer. Give him another chance. Nothing on the havoc. Moreland is 1 for 3. 2-9, and that's a fly to left. That's out number 1. 1 down for Henderson. Do you stick with him? They're going to pinch hit for Henderson. They're going to bring in Jerry Morales. He's a better hitter. So Jerry Morales will pinch hit for Henderson. And if it goes extra innings, he would stay in the game to play left field. So he is the pinch hitter. Soto hanging in there. Trying to finish what he started. Soto to Morales. 3-2. Ground ball pitcher B. That's a fielder's choice. Well, let's see. Runner at second. Runner at second. Where do we go? Infield back. Runner at second, a B. 6 says if hit to first or second, batter out, runners advance. Otherwise, batters hold. So since it was hit to the pitcher, he's got to hold. So Durham can't go anywhere. He has to hold. And it's now down to Ryan Sandberg. Rookie Ryan Sandberg has a chance to drive in the tying run. Soto trying to finish it. 2 outs in the 9th, 2-1 Reds. Soto, 3-5 to Sandberg. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. And this one belongs to the Reds. A 2-1 victory. Mario Soto, a complete game victory. Bird takes the loss. So for Soto, let's do the totals. Well, we know the Reds got 2 runs and 8 hits and no errors for the Reds. For the Cubs, let's look at their totals. For the Cubbies, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got them for 8 hits. Oh, I already hit the Reds. I'm sorry, I can do the Cubs backwards. I'll get it straight. Let's check the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. So the man of the hour, Mario Soto. Complete game victory for the Reds. They win it by the score of 2-1. 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Reds. 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Cubs. Soto, the winner, goes to 1-0, obviously. And Bird, the loser, dropping to 0-1. So let's check out the walks situation so we can finish up Soto's numbers. Let's see, he walked the first batter he faced, and that was the only walk he issued, was that first walk of the game to Bump Wills. Strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got him for 10 strikeouts. So there is your line. There is your pitching line for Soto. Hopefully it's still fitting on the camera. I'll move it over here maybe. I can get some more room. Let's bring this over here so I can push this forward. Run out of room here. All right, there's the line for Soto. 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. And so there you have it from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Opening day, 1982. Reds win it 2-1 over the Cubs. Second game to come, but I think that'll be on a different video. I don't want this to be too long of a video to worry about. So I'd rather split it up, I think. So the next game on the schedule in Strat is the second game from April the 5th. And that will be the Kansas City Royals visiting the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. That'll be Dennis Leonard against Dennis Martinez as 2 Dennises go head-to-head. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Stratomatic. Haven't played it in a while, so hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. If I did, then we'll try to improve. So until next time, enjoy playing every game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.